The special prosecutor in a criminal case against State Attorney General Liz Murrill says she should not have to hand over her communications.
And Gabby Killett explains that she asked the judge to block an order requiring she hand over that information.
Well, Meg, Lauren, White asked appointed Judge Robert Chasson to dismiss a subpoena into her communications, accusing Murrill's attorneys of a, quote, fishing expedition to find evidence that attacks White's character. White calls the inquiry into her communications overly broad and says it asks for information and documents that are protected under various privileges. The filing is the latest in a back and forth between city and state officials in the aftermath of Murrill's indictment. An Orleans Parish grand jury indicted Murrill on counts of public intimidation and malfeasance in office earlier this month. This week, Judge Chasson approved subpoenas requested by Murrill's attorneys into White and District Attorney Jason Williams' communications. Murrill's attorneys have said they believe the grand jury process leading up to Murrill's indictment was tainted. Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Raspani breaks down White's filing.
That is Lori White saying, I do not think I have to turn that information over, so I am objecting to it, and that's what's going to be heard, I'm sure, in front of Judge Chasson.
Now, DA Williams responded to a public records request which asked for similar information as the ordered subpoenas. Williams says he provided documents which confirm his office neither initiated nor handled Murrill's case. The deadline to provide records from the subpoenas was this afternoon. Our legal analyst says with the new filing in place, that will be delayed. Meg.